Welcome to Moving to Portugal Daily, episode 15. I'm Mateos Costa. Today we cover NHR and IFICI, the first-year tax playbook for newcomers to Portugal, with the latest numbers and practical steps you need to lock in tax certainty in year one.
Quick update and the one-line promise. Your first 12 months decide whether NHR protects your foreign income or whether IFICI will pull part of it into Portuguese tax. In the next 9 minutes, I'll give you a 90-day action checklist, a 12-month calendar, and 2 exact Euro examples that show the tax outcome.
What you'll learn right now. 1. The exact residency counts and filing windows to secure non-habitual resident status. 2. How IFICI applies to investment income with clear Euro examples for dividends, interest, and capital gains. And 3. A step-by-step 90-day checklist so you avoid the most expensive mistakes. You'll also get 2 worked examples, a U.S. remote worker and a UK pensioner, with Euro-by-Euro calculations.
Section 1. NHR Basics with Numbers. NHR eligibility hinges on 2 things: not being tax resident in Portugal in the previous 5 years, and becoming tax resident here in the year you apply. The practical test is the 183-day rule. You must spend more than 183 days in Portugal in a 12-month period, or have a habitual residence here on 31 December. Fiscal timing matters. The tax year is the calendar year. Apply for NHR with Finanças as soon as you register your tax residency. Late applications can cost you the full benefit for that year.
A few exact numbers. NHR provides an effective 10% flat rate on certain Portuguese-sourced employment income under specific regimes, and a potential exemption for qualifying foreign source pensions or professional income if the income is taxed abroad or meets the OECD tiebreaker tests. But, this is key, exemptions are not automatic for investment income. That's where IFICI can bite you.
Section 2. IFICI explained with concrete examples. IFICI, Imposto sobre el Rendimiento de Capitais Extranjeros, is the tax treatment for foreign investment returns that Portugal considers effectively managed or controlled from here. Dividends. If you receive 10,000 euros of foreign dividends and Portuguese authorities determine those dividends are effectively managed in Portugal, they could be taxable here. Interest. 3,000 euros of bank interest can be classed similarly. Capital gains. Selling foreign shares for a 50,000 euro gain can also fall under IFICI if management activities occur in Portugal. The practical trigger is where the investment decision-making happens and where assets are effectively managed.
Concrete thresholds and examples you can use in your planning. Treat any single foreign income stream over 5,000 euros in a year as material for audit risk. Multiple streams totaling over 20,000 euros attract more scrutiny. So in our examples, 10,000 euros of dividends or a $50,000 capital gain are both significant and deserve preemptive documentation and a clear management narrative showing decisions were made abroad.
Section 3. What most people miss. The 4 red flags that trigger Finanças audits. 1. Late registration, or applying for NHR after you've already spent significant time in Portugal. That gap raises questions. 2. Mixing residency periods. Frequent entries and exits without solid travel records. 3. Weak documentation showing where investment management occurs. No meeting minutes, no foreign advisor contracts, no remote decision timestamps. 4. Unexpected domestic bank payments tied to foreign investments. Transfers that look like local management. These are the single audit triggers we see most often.
Now the step-by-step first 90 days and the 12-month checklist. Practical actions you must complete. Day 1 to 7. Register your address and apply for a NIF, tax ID, at Finanças. Keep copies of rental or purchase contracts. Days 8 to 30. Open a Portuguese bank account and get account statements showing initial funding coming from abroad. Don't mix personal and investment transfers. Days 30 to 60. Formally declare tax residency with Finanças and submit the NHR application as soon as residency is established, ideally before 31 December of your arrival year. Days 60 to 90. Gather documentation proving foreign income was managed abroad. employment contracts, remote work logs, advisor engagement letters, timestamps on trades, and pension statements. By month 6, if you have a pension, request an official statement from your pension provider detailing withholding taxes paid abroad. By month 12, file your first annual return on time and retain travel entry-exit logs for the prior 12 months.
2 real-world examples so you can run the numbers. Example A, U.S. remote worker. Salary $72,000 gross, paid from a U.S. employer. Under NHR, if employment income qualifies, here's a simplified outcome. Portuguese tax on qualifying employment could follow a 10% flat rate in narrow cases, but most remote employment will be taxed under ordinary progressive rates unless the work qualifies for the special treatment. Realistic expectation. Expect to pay between about 14,000 and 22,000 euros in income tax and social charges in year 1 if contributions apply, not 0. Documentation required: employment contract, work location logs, employer confirmation, and proof of social security position.
Example B, UK pensioner moving to Portugal. Annual state and private pensions totaling 30,000 euros. If you apply NHR and the pension is taxed in the UK with no treaty exemption, you may be able to claim an exemption, but finances will expect documentary proof of where the pensions are taxed. If IFICI criteria apply because pension management shifts to Portugal, you could face taxation here, so get written confirmations from your pension providers showing tax withheld abroad and maintain clear evidence that pension decisions are made in the UK. Expect the paperwork to determine whether your effective Portuguese tax is near 0 or closer to the full progressive rate on that 30,000 euros.
If you get flagged, fixes and contingency plans. First, don't panic. Respond quickly. File a voluntary disclosure with Finanças if you missed registrations. Provide contemporaneous documentation that proves decision-making was abroad. Second, obtain a qualified tax opinion from a Portuguese tax lawyer or certified accountant, stating why the income is foreign source and not IFICI. Attach that to your file. Third, if reassessed, you can request an administrative review and, if necessary, appeal to the tax courts. But that's costly, so prevention is vastly cheaper than dispute.
Recap. Key actions. Register NIF and residency immediately. Apply NHR before year-end. Document where income is managed with contracts and timestamps. Treat any foreign income over 5,000 euros as material and over 20,000 euros as high scrutiny. Keep travel logs and bank evidence. That's your short checklist to prevent IFICI surprises.
If you want templates, exact calendar reminders, and the tax forms you must file, I created a course and downloadable tax templates that walk through the 90-day actions, sample letters to pension providers, and an audit-ready documentation pack. Head to the show notes for the course link and the free starter pack. Let's run the numbers and make your move to Portugal. That's your clear action plan for today. Apply it and move closer to your Portugal life. Bom dia from Portugal. And in tomorrow's episode, we'll break down specific Social Security rules for remote workers and how to avoid double contributions. Goodbye for now.